Oh, so spooky. Spooky, spooky, spooky city with a spooky tower full of spooky Pokemon. Let's go in and see what's going on. I hope that no one there will have lost any Pokemon or be grieving the loss of their Pokemon. No, I think we're just going to have a nice time. A nice time of memory and somber reflection. What's this? Oh, medium. There's a cultist afoot. Interesting. Well, I believe that it's probably for the best that I take a proactive stance here. I think that it would be best to start. Oh no, Ivysaur is a bit too powerful. Let's let Kadabra have some fun here, shall we? Oh, Gary. Gary, what are you doing here? Are you mourning the loss of someone important or special to you? Oh, just aimlessly spinning in a circle, aren't you? Oh, it brings me here? What brings you here? Yeah, my Pokemon aren't dead. How about yours? Oh, interesting. Wow. Even at this moment, you are just cold and heartless to the end. This is why you are a suitable rival. Huh. 25. Level 25. And that would mean... Wait a second, what's the level cap for you? Oh, fuck. I am coming for you, Gary. I don't care how many times it takes, or how many different worlds I have to restart in, and then come back. I will do it over and over and over until I have finally had my satisfaction, Gary. This is your fault, not mine. I am not the person to blame here. You're the one who didn't read the guide. You're the one who was at the wrong level. I am blameless. God, this is a game for children and I'm losing. How the fuck am I losing? It's a game for children in a challenge that's made up by a bunch of people with fucking useless content creating streaming jobs. If they can do it, why can't I do it? Gary, I swear to God, when I find you, I am going to give it to you so hard. Oh God, no, and none of this is sexual, not at all. I am just gonna punch you in the goddamn neck. I will go after you again and again from every possible timeline and every possible region. No matter where you go, Gary, there will be no peace. There will always be me clacking bottles together saying, "Come out, Gary, come out and play." Except I don't want to play, Gary. This is serious. We are no longer playing for foolies. Do you know how long I put off streaming, even though people told me to do it, specifically so I wouldn't have to do this thing, right here, right now, wasting my time playing this game again in a challenge made up for stunted children well into their late 20s. But no, we're gonna have to do this, isn't it? Oh God, you know what? It's fine, because now I'm a Time Lord. That's right, I'm a fucking Time Lord. I have transcended space and reality, and I am gonna destroy you not only in this universe, Gary, but in all universes and all possible timelines. Again, not sexually. Alright, Gary, you mendacious, pugnacious, self-satisfied, smug, uppity fuck. I say as I leap out of the vorpal time portal. Out of my way, everyone. I have a mission, and I am here to do one thing and one thing only. And that is to kick your ass beyond space and time, Gary. That's right. Yes. Yes. I completely forgot. Your Pokemon's dead, isn't it? That's right. You don't have your Raticate anymore, do you? You know what? I still have mine, because mine didn't die. But you know what? I'm gonna make all of your Pokemon die. Not now. Right now I can't kill them. For whatever magical reason, your Pokemon and your Pokemon alone are immune to the rules of this Nuzlocke. But I will destroy them all. When I take you down and remove your title as Pokemon Champion and become the new champion, then and only then will it be the true critical hit. The critical hit that will end you forever, Gary. Alright, I guess I should change. Let's see. Yeah, you, get out there. Alright. You... sleep. Yes, yes, sleep. The long sleep. The sleep I'll be putting you in, Gary. Barrage. Wait, that's not grass. Critical. But they're all criticals. Okay, well, that's the best you've got then, isn't it? 2 critical hits, and you're spent, aren't you? That's right. I'm going to start with you, Gary, and then I'm going to take down this entire Pokemon Tower, and it's going to be purely out of spite and principle. I am going to show you, Gary. I am going to show you what happens when you defy me. This rivalry will be the end of you, and it will be the beginning of me. That's right, that's right. As my Pikachu grows, so too do my prospects. Let's see here. Right. Oh, we've got a penis dragon. Well, let's see how it can fare against the power of fury. Pure fury. Oh, wow, that is... Ooh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, that is... Ooh, man, okay. We need somebody who can tank that. You know what? You. Yes, that's right, my Raticate. My Raticate that will be named Ratatat when all is said and done, and that will unify the timelines. It will be complete. I will have beaten you not only in this world, but in the other world, and all worlds to come. It will be written in the weave of reality. Mirror move, what the fuck even does that do? Okay, yeah, sure. You know what? Growl was useless, take that. I'll figure out what that does later. I'll look it up or something. Finally, you've broken me, Gary, but in the process you've made me stronger, because now I am focused by clear, unbridled rage. I am gonna bring this entire tower down, brick by brick. And when I am done, you will be there in the ashes, and I will be laughing. I will be laughing at you, Gary. So will everyone else, except for your parents, because they're dead, just like your Raticate. I'm sorry, Gary. It's just been a lot traveling through time. I'm tired. I'm cranky. It was nice to see you again. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that your sister finally dealt with that infection, and I wish you and yours a good life. Until next time. Now, one thing to make all of this official. One thing to cement this. Forever and always. Where is he? Let's see. Are you here? I think it's one of these houses. Yes. You? Is it you? You seem different. Yes, the Name Raider. Yes. You are going to seal this. You are going to make this official. You are going to make this legitimate. We are going to merge the timelines, and this Ratata, this Raticate, this Ratatat will be the thing that cements all of this. Wait, does Rattata have... Yes, there we go. Ratatat. The timelines are merged. It is official. We have combined them. Alright, this is now one singular Nuzlocke run. It's not, I guess, technically 3. Alright. Now, Gary, as went you, so will every other channeler in that tower. I am going to take them all on, and then we're going to move on to the next badge or whatever it is. Honestly, I've completely lost track of it. Alright, let's see here. We're going to make quick work of these boys. We're going to do that using my new Time Lord powers. Alright? So, everyone, observe the power of a Time Lord. You know, I had some time to think it over while traveling through the fabric of trans-dimensional reality itself, and I've come to a realization, Gary. You know, for the longest time, I thought that I was stuck with you, because I never even wanted to move to that town anyways. My mother just moved me there, and I was stuck with you, and you were just something I had to deal with, and your sister, as plain and uninteresting as she is still at least better than having to deal with you. But I've come to realize, while spending hours upon hours reassembling my team and trying to make sure none of them died so that I could come back to you in one piece. And that's, I'm not stuck with you, Gary. No, you're stuck with me. That's right. You are trapped here with me. No matter where you go or where you hide, I will always be there. We are intertwined, Gary. We are linked through our blood feud, our rivalry. And there is no way that I will ever let you win. Do you hear me? You're the one who sealed your fate. You've brought down the wrath of a Time Lord. Yes, fantastic, phenomenal. Nothing can stand in my way. Next up, Celadon City, and Well, I remember now, there is a lot of trainers on this route. Are a lot of trainers? Yes, there are a lot of trainers. I'm a Time Lord, not a Grammar Lord. And now, I think it's time for the third act. You know, you probably shouldn't have said that thing about streamers. A lot of them work very hard, and, you know, you're technically a streamer now too, so you're not any better. You're just cranky. You're cranky because you didn't eat anything today. You thought that a banana and a cup of coffee and 3 cigarettes was breakfast, and it's not. Just because you're a Time Lord, just because you have time control powers, doesn't mean you can slip all bonds of all reality. You were just hangry. It was all Gary's fault. That's right. It was Gary's fault. They shouldn't be mad at you, and you shouldn't be mad at them. It was just Gary. And for all you know, they could be professionals. They know what they're doing. They all know what they're doing. You don't. You're the one who had to start over another time to keep this whole segment going. Maybe you should learn a little bit of humility. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that when I am done with this, when I find Gary, I am gonna make him pay. He will pay for all of this. And I don't mean that as some sort of loose analogy or reference to some other streamer. I have no feuds with anyone and see no reason to waste my time with that. What I mean is Gary, the actual pixels of Gary. I am going to chase him to the edges of hell. A lot of those streamers are exceptionally talented, and you should be looking to learn from them, not making fun of them. Unless, of course, the people in the chat want that, in which case you give it to them. Give them everything that they want. You're an entertainer. You know what you signed up for. The crowd is cheering Jasper, and they all want it. You will never be free. Never. The next task is a double whammy, Giovanni and Erica. Both of them bosses, both of them with the same level cap, 29. And to make sure that nothing goes wrong, I'm going to take them on simultaneously. Now, I can't split myself in half, that would be ridiculous, but I can split up the task of taking out their grunts first, and then taking out the two of them, one right after the other. So first, we'll begin with this gym. I don't remember much about Erica. I know it's plants, and she wears a kimono. That's about it. What's this? Ah, yes. The nature-loving princess. And what are you doing out here, sir? Are you here to fight with Pokemon? Oh, I see. So this is some kind of streaming cam girl, e-girl situation, and you're just a lonely simp. I know I should judge you, but you're just lonely, and they're just in need of attention, and the money that comes with it. So, I think it's best that I just stifle my opinions, and use my Time Lord powers to put an end to this first task in the series of tasks that will define the rest of this segment. Hopefully, God, I hope this fills up the whole time slot. Don't judge them. You look at porn. You look at porn all the time. Hell, you looked at porn in between recording this segment and then setting up this voiceover as some sort of soliloquy that you have with yourself while you travel through time and speed up all this tedious nonsense that clutters the second act of this game. Don't judge them, even if it is incredibly easy and tempting to do. Just smile and nod with everyone else and make comments about the degradation of sex and intimacy and alienation within the confines of modernity or capitalism, whichever buzzword they like to hear, and just keep going. Talk about how everyone's a victim, the simp and the simpy, and just make sure you don't piss off anyone who could, be listening. They're victims. Yes. Yes, of course. They're victims. They're victims. Then again, as soon as OnlyFans came out, it seems like a whole lot of women just really wanted to have a bunch of guys send them money to show them their tits, and it really didn't matter whether they needed the money or not. No. It's the Sims kind of are victims, but it's just because they don't want to go through the tedium of forming a real relationship with a woman, and most women would rather just be an e-girl. That's the sad truth. They deserve it. That's the sad truth. They deserve it, and you shouldn't waste your time or your sympathy trying to convince them otherwise. They deserve it. Besides, the problem isn't porn, or women, or drugs, or stupid men who have weird findom fetishes and don't know how to spend their money. No, these things always exist and always have existed. Society and humanity have always lived in a state where we have a seedy underbelly, the things that we don't talk about. The problem is, today, those things are celebrated and out in the open when they should be dirty secrets that we keep to ourselves. Besides, most of it is just controlled opposition. You're just controlled opposition, Jasper. You know that Deep State is not an allowed tag on Twitch, and you know exactly why. And you know exactly why they encourage people to raid and want to chat and divulge any kind of secret they could want to so that they have dirt on them. Just keep your eyes focused on the actual goal, and that's putting Gary in his fucking place. Ooh, man, that was a bit of a stretch, actually. I probably should not use my time powers that much. And yet, I must, because Gary must be defeated in the most minimal amount of time required. And next up, that means Erica, and then Giovanni. Changed up my team, swapped a few things around, and it looks like it's time. It's time to bring the fight to Erica first, then Giovanni. Seems like a better approach. Don't worry. And yes, we will be speeding through all of this, but it's going to be a short jaunt, a happy little ditty, something merry and light. Just as a little bridge. I know I said this is the second act, but is it the second act? Should we really even be applying a Joseph Campbell story structure to this whole mess? Professor Oak is definitely the supernatural aid. He's the one who gives you your Pokemon, and arguably the Threshold Guardian who also sends you on your quest, but Mother could be this Threshold Guardian as well. I know that typically a Threshold Guardian is antagonistic and tries to thwart the hero's journey, but sometimes the Threshold Guardian can actually be someone who helps you, someone who tells you to go on your journey, and that could also be Mother. That just leaves one person, and that's Gary. Gary is not a supernatural aid or a Threshold Guardian. Gary is the ultimate boon, and beating him will be my victory. But this is gonna drive me nuts. So we've got the inciting incident walking into the tall grass, which maybe honestly the tall grass is a Threshold Guardian. That still makes Oak the supernatural aid. This is the belly of the whale. This has to be the belly of the whale. It's my lowest point. It's my lowest point in all of this. I've sunk to this level of performance art trying to analyze the story structure while speeding through this game to try and defeat Gary. This is my belly of the whale. This is my lowest point. Gary, I will bring you to your lowest point too. As soon as I finish the Road of Trials, which I'm pretty sure all of this is. Maybe it's that boardwalk and all of those bicyclists. That's definitely the Road of Trials. Just a whole bunch of nothing. A bunch of fights that get me nowhere. I won't even add new party members during that. Well, maybe Snorlax. I guess Snorlax would be potentially someone I add in the Road of Trials, but we'll have to see if that works out because this is a Nuzlocke and everything can go wrong in a Nuzlocke. Then again, what would be the meeting with the goddess or the atonement with the father? I swear to God, I am not gonna atone with Gary. Maybe that's when I beat Gary and Professor Oak decides I'm his new favorite child. Grandchild? Yes, grandchild. And Gary is left all alone. That will be my atonement. My atonement with his stand-in father. The stand-in father figure that will be the full circle of this story circle when he serves as the Threshold Guardian for my return across the threshold of adventure. That's right, Gary. My adventure will be not only in beating you, but in taking everything from you. Your Rattata, your grandfather, even your sister. I'll just sigh up her into thinking that she wants to actually be an e-girl. I know I should stop, but I can't help myself. I've gone absolutely mad with power. And the next thing on the list is, oh boy, changing my team. Because we are going to go on a mission to catch a Snorlax. Now we have 2 chances to do it. If I screw up the first time, I still have one more attempt at it. We're going to need a slightly different team for that. For one, definitely don't need Kadabra. Second of all, this where is he? Hitmonlee, yes. This Hitmonlee we just got will come in very handy. He's gonna be our fighting boy. Rattata, you're not really gonna be much here. You're too precious anyways. You're what keeps this whole run together. You die. Who knows what would happen to the timelines? I have to keep you safe, Rattata. I must keep you safe. Now, our team will open up with a Pikachu. Then we'll hit him with the Hitmonlee whenever he decides to go to sleep. And then we'll throw Great Balls like crazy. Now, the first attempt will be on Route 12? 11? 12. Yes, Route 12. And that's because the only Pokemon that are really available there are a bunch of water types, and I can get water types anywhere. And Vaporeon is just, well, you don't need anything else if you've got Vaporeon, do you? Wait, where do they? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Well then. I believe Snorlax is right over here, yes. Now, I don't want to sit here and make you wait through the tedium of me catching Snorlax. So let's just do a little zip-zop zoobity-bop. And we'll be right back after the time magic has swept us away. And who knows, we might just have a new team member. Yes, you're sleeping. When I have the flute, don't I? Did I not bring the... Oh, I have to use the flute. I have to use the item. Alright, well, I've already set that up for failure. let's just play the flute and whisk ourselves away on another magical Pokemon adventure. Well, upon further reflection, I guess I shouldn't do anything to Gary's sister. She's innocent in all of this. It's Gary. Gary is the problem, and Gary is what I should be focusing on. Gary is the one who's been your rival since you moved to town. Gary is the one who walked up to you on the first day that you met and called you a stinker. Gary is the one whose grandfather can't even remember his own name. And I've got a theory as to why that is. You see, I know that little dot on his chest isn't a cookie with jelly filling. It's a badge. A badge that his grandfather or his dead parents likely purchased for him the first time he went to the Elite Four to see the matches. And that badge has defined his entire life. It's made him an asshole because it's given him a goal that he must achieve, a standard that he's never been able to measure up to. And once he's finally reached that goal, once he's attained all the treasures and hope and adulation he's wanted for all of his life, I'll be there to take it away from him. Although, upon further reflection, maybe I am wasting these time travel powers with this petty feud. Hell, with these time travel powers, you could kill Hitler. You could destroy the Frankfurt School. You could go back in time, take the Frankfurt School, give it to Hitler, let Hitler kill them, and then you kill Hitler, making you a double savior. Jasper, you're a genius, and you don't fuck up Nuzlocke runs at all. Okay, maybe a little. But that was mostly Gary's fault, if not entirely. And so what? Even if it wasn't Gary's fault, you're a Time King now, Jasper. Time Lord? No, Time King. Time is just a construct. Social constructs are all that exist. Truth isn't real, so once you beat Gary and rewrite history, you can say that it was Gary's fault. Boy, I'm having a lot of memories come back to me right now about this route in particular. It's a bit of a slog, but it is the next place we have to go to. I remember that when I was playing the game younger, I would actually not do this part. I would just go straight from Celadon to, Saffron? Yeah, Saffron City. I would go straight from Celadon to Saffron, go up Silphco Tower, take on Gary, and then take out Sabrina, and then move on. I thought that, given the ordering of the badges and the player status, that was the way you were supposed to do it. But apparently I was wrong. Apparently I was wrong the whole time, and you're supposed to do all of this, at least you have to now, because this is a Nuzlocke, Jasper. And if any of your Pokemon die, that's it. Game over. Well, not game over, but if they all die, it's game over, but you are considerably invested into certain members of your team, and there is really no way you're going to be willing to go back and grind at this point. It might actually just be preferable to start over. That won't be happening, don't worry. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish what we started. Alright. Alright, you aimless, worthless, goalless, futile, feckless trainers just standing on the side of the road waiting for adventure to come to you. Well, my adventure's about to come right to you. Maybe you should just drop this petty feud with Gary altogether and focus on becoming the champion. After all, once you're Pokemon champion, you won't just have power over time. I assume becoming Pokemon champion must carry some kind of political authority. It's not like you've encountered any presidents or kings or mayors or any other kind of sovereign official in these journeys. No, it's just been Pokemon trainers and Pokemon gym leaders and Gary. Always Gary. And as Pokemon champion, hell, that must make you some kind of president or at least a mayor. Pokemon gym leaders are probably the mayors of their towns, which would, I guess, make the Pokemon champion the regional governor? Lieutenant governor. Whatever the case is, you'll definitely have political authority to wield in whatever way you see fit, and you could make all of Kanto a better place for everyone. Hell, especially with these time control powers, you could find ways to improve life for everyone. Why should you be focusing on this petty feud with Gary of all people? Then again, he did call you a stinker, and at first you just brushed it off because you're not the one who's a disgusting, ill, or contemptible person. Gary is, and Gary's just projecting. Gary's just trying to find a way to make you responsible for what he does and for what he is. But then you realize something else. You looked up the full definition of that word, and you realized that Gary's right. You are a stinker. Because one of the additional definitions of stinker is something hard or difficult. And I assure you, Gary, I will be very difficult. I will be your shadow. I will be the thing that's waiting for you in the dark. I will be your rival. That's right. You're not my rival. I'm your rival. And when you see me next, the fight will be very difficult, and I will be very hard. Shit, I just said that. I said this wasn't gonna be sexual. Woo! Well, we made it to Fuchsia City, and the next step is catching our new team member. But there's a little bit of work we need to do before that. Cleaning up these other trainers and catching a few new teammates. Now, I can't guarantee that I will catch my new teammate, but I can do certain things to make it more likely. And because of that, I am going... Oh, no, he has critical hit now. Can't do that. Maybe we best with you, actually. Yes, you'll be the best to help me catch this one. We're gonna do a few more matches, catch a new team member, and then come right back for Phase 2. Alright, everyone. Hold on tight. Nietzsche once wrote about staring into the abyss, and that if one wants to tangle with monsters, one should be careful as to not become one. And I'm aware that in this moment, I am very much becoming just like you, Gary. But there's another quote that I think sums up our relationship quite aptly. A woman may very well form a friendship with a man. However, for this to endure, it must be assisted by a little physical antipathy. And that is perhaps the closest way I could describe my relationship with your sister. Yes, if I were some lesser man, I'm sure I would have tried to emasculate you by, well, you know. We both know. I know what it means whenever your sister moves in a little too close and gives a little nuzzle on the neck. I know exactly what she wants, and frankly, I feel nothing but antipathy toward her, and that is why she and I are the best of friends, because, she kind of looks exactly like you. She's like you if you were wearing a wig. I mean, she's 12. She's not developed at all. And when she moves in close, it has that smell of old leather smell that wealthy people's homes have, mixed with that stale milk smell that the impoverished have. Because that's what your family is, Gary. A house in decline. I know what your grandfather did during the war, Gary. And I know exactly who's funding that research lab in our tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. And I know that he knows how all those Pokemon are able to evolve at too low of a level. And you know what else I know? I know the way that you look at me and your sister when we're together. And I know the way that you're looking at me. I know what you want. You wish that you could put a wig on and that I would... Well, we both know what that look really means and what your heart wants. That's right, Gary. You're the one who made this sexual, not me. I never wanted this to be sexual. You're the one who's been constantly coming after me since we moved to this town, always challenging me to any kind of competition you could imagine because you were just trying to find a way to work your own sexual aggressions against me in a way that wouldn't make you be disowned by your grandfather, because we both know what he thinks of boys like you. And you know what, Gary? I kind of agree. I mean, we're 10. We're 10 years old. Put it back in your pants, you fucking weirdo. And while we're at it, stop waiting for me. Stop waiting in places for me, just for me to show up. It's pathetic, and frankly, it's more transparent than your grandfather when he testified before the Global Court of Pokemon Justice about all of those Pokemon and children who went missing on the Seafoam Islands. Okay, here we are at the Safari Zone. Now, I had to make a tough choice here. Was I going to try to catch here versus what I might actually catch here? So, It was a tough call between Dratini or Tauros in terms of goals, but Dratini, Dragonite, too much ice in the Elite Four, and too easy for a water type to carry an ice to worry about that, especially with my Venusaur in tow. So instead, we're going to be making a go at Tauros. Yes, the bull. It's going to be a bull market pretty soon, and we are going to need him for our new lead. So, we can't guarantee that we'll catch him, but we can increase the mathematical probability that we will. I'll use Snorlax as my lead and a Repel. That will prevent combat from happening until I get to the correct area. Then, I'll put Rattata in the front. At level 28, that guarantees that I will only encounter... Wait a second. Oh wait, no, 28 is the correct number, because anyone lower than the level will be deterred. So, in order to make sure that Tauros, which appears at level 28, will be my encounter there, I'll have him in lead. There's only one catch, one very nasty hook, and that's Nidorina. Now, if I had really planned this out, I would have kept my Nidoran male as a male, a little tiny Nidoran male, and never evolved into Nidorino or Nidoking, but he was far too useful to get us here, and I might still call upon him later. So, if I had done that, and traded the Nidoran male for the Nidoran female, that would have completed the lock, and I wouldn't have to worry about any other Pokemon showing up. But I still might not catch Tauros, so... The only thing we'll have to worry about is a Nidorina showing up. As long as the Nidorina doesn't show up, then I at least have a chance at catching him. Alright. Everybody ready? Fuck, I thought I had something for this. Oh, right. Here we go. It's time to grab life by the horns. Looks like that was not the right place. So, we're gonna just... Give me a minute here. We're gonna get past these technical difficulties. That was intentional. Purely intentional. God, do I have to have cut to get there? Are there just bushes overgrowing this entire town? God, what wild, mad, rural place is this? An Electrode. That was an Electrode in the Safari Zone. Alright, whatever. Here we go. Doodling around here. Here we go. Safari Zone. I meant to do that. It was intentional. Now, as I was saying, time to get this safari on... God, the fuck. Just... bull reference. By the horns, a bull reference? God, Jasper, you unmitigable hack. You shameless fool. Catch a Tauros? Really? Do you honestly think you have a chance of catching a Tauros? You're a fool. You may as well have just gone with the Dratini. At least the Dratini could have been guaranteed. And ice is just one type among the Elite Four. The Dratini would have turned into a Dragonite and would have very well served you throughout the entire thing. You just wanted to make the bull reference, and you wasted it in front of the Safari Zone when you really wanted to use it in front of Silphco. And that was only under the condition that you had actually caught the Tauros. Look, next time you're doing a time slip, just stop by Pallet Town, visit Mother, and have her make a sandwich with a chalky milk. You'll sit down, you'll calm down. Remember, you're just 10 years old, and you're trying to take on, well, you're trying to take on the world. And heavy is the head that wears the time crown. You're just making reckless and foolish mistakes. You're not even going to catch the Tauros. You're probably going to catch a Nidorina, and you're probably not even going to catch it. You're just going to get angry and throw rocks at it or something. You should have just gone with the Dratini, and you're going to tell yourself that as soon as you leave. Except you're not. You're just going to convince yourself that you don't need it, because you actually do need it, and you're going to be pissed off, and you just lashed out again, and you're not going to learn a thing. You're not going to change in the slightest. You're just going to keep staying the horrible way that you are, and this is going to be a complete waste of the road of trials. Save for the chalky milk, of course. Fuck it, I don't need it. Don't need it. I don't need it. Okay. We've got to do a little shopkeeping. Got to do a little, rearranging. Time has come to take on Silphco. That's right. Taking on Silphco, and our next stop, Gary. We're going to take it to him and punch him right in the puss. Wait, does he have a Meowth? Does he have any kind of cat, anything on his team? I don't, God. Oh, God, I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. All this time travel is really starting to do a number on me. I'm really starting to lose track of a lot of my cognitive faculties. But, no matter. Yeah. Oh god, what was I even doing? Okay, yes. I need to complete my team, get all the boys back together, and that means getting you back. And then, sorry, Rat-a-tat, you're too precious. You have to stay in there. You must stay safe. We're taking Firo as well, and then that only leaves one more spot that's open. And no, that's probably going to be it for now. Nidoking, sorry, you will wait until it is your time. It's not now. Now, it's time to take on Silphco. I'm going to just run this whole place in. That's right. It's going to be just like Wolf of Wall Street. In fact, I think I have the perfect catchphrase to begin our adventure. Out of my way. Lowly rocket grunt. Wait, what's this? Mr. Psychic. Nope, not interested. Scam artist. Shams, scams, and flim-flams. That's all that is. Let's see. Silphco, right. And you, just standing out here. Sleeping? Of course you're sleeping. This is why you're controlled opposition. This is why a 10-year-old is able to just run roughshod over all of you. Oh, Silphco. I always remember. I loved the music here. This was some of my favorite music in the game, honestly. It makes me just feel like scaling all of corporate America, riding that ladder, riding that elevator. Yeah, you don't ride a ladder. Oh, God. Oh, man. All right. I might need to definitely rein these time travel powers in. It's not worth it if I defeat Gary and I don't have any of my faculties or any of my senses or my cognition left. If I literally go mad from this, it's fine. It's fine. Just one more time. Coffee is for closers. Yeah, see, here is the part where it would have been funny to make a bull reference, maybe something about a bull market, but no, you had to go and blow your load, and now you're just ruining the entire road of trials. But this definitely is the road of trials, and unlike your grandfather, Gary, when he faced his road of trials, and by road of trials I mean the series of trials, the string of disappearances and war crimes, and that's not even considering what was done before the global Pokemon War. Yes, Gary, I know exactly what your grandfather did, and don't think I haven't noticed that glass of scotch that always seems to be full right by the Pokemon Healing Center in his lab. Everyone sees it, Gary, and we know why it's there. And it's not because you're a stinker, a deviant, perverted, foul little boy who likes to dance around in his sister's clothing when you think no one's watching. Even though I'm watching, Gary. I wasn't even trying to see it. You had the window open. You were just dancing irreverently with the lights on in the middle of the night. It's bad enough you have to disrespect your grandfather by behaving in such a manner, but do you have to do it in front of everyone? Just, oh my god, I just now realized you wanted me to see. You did it because you wanted me to see it. You stinker. Well, dance on, Gary. Dance as if the world is watching, because I know one person is watching, and that's God watching you and your grandfather. And he knows how the world used to be before the war, and before everything your grandfather did for the government. He knows everything. He knows that everything we're taught in school is a complete lie, and he knows that, well, you may be a voyeuristic stinker down to your libidinal core, but your grandfather, he's a fucking demon. And that's not even including what he did to your parents, Gary. Yes, that's right. Your parents didn't die tragically. They were, well, I believe the official term is suicided. Because just like your grandfather, Gary, one day your parents just happened to stumble upon something they didn't want to see and probably wish that they never had seen. But unfortunately, that's not the way the world works, Gary, and sometimes some secrets you have to take to the grave. Well then, we've still got a bit of Sylph-Co to cover, but before we go back in and get the card key, there's a little bit of housework we have to do. We need to catch a new teammate, and we need to update our team just a little bit now. I believe we won't need any flying for the time being. Actually, no, we're going to need flying almost immediately. Get back out here. Where are you? Oh, I think the time travel might start having some effect on speaking, yes? Oh. Oh. Okay. Let's try to concentrate for a second here.
Of all that is written, I love only what a man has written in his own blood.
Oh, wow. Did everything static like taste for a second there? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think this time travel might be starting to have some sort of wear, so I might have to really rein it in. But never fear. First, we're just going to do a little bit of housework, a little bit of team updating. We're going to have to add a new member to our team. We're also going to bring out Nidoking, because now we have some handy new moves to teach him. Let's see, yes. The next item on the docket will be to update our team, catch a new member, fly back to a lovely little city, add a new guy to our team, and then we'll finish out the rest of Sylph-Co. Now I'm sure that we'll need to do a little bit of grinding before we take on Gary, so I believe it's best that we try to fit that in as well, don't you think? I think so. So, we'll heal up our team, get ready to, Oh, wow. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you, Nurse Joy. Thank you for all your help. All 7 of you. Alright, now, let's begin the next step.
In kicking Gary's ass.
Once I am declared Pokemon Champion, and have sole executive hegemonic authority over all of Kanto, I believe the first step of business will be to launch a thorough and merciless investigation into your family's crimes, Gary. And when the truth is found out, and I have no doubt that the truth will out itself in due time, the punishment will have to be severely cruel. For without cruelty there is no festival, thus the longest and most ancient part of human history teaches. And in punishment there is so much that is festive. And there will be a festival, Gary. Oh, the festivities that there will be when your grandfather is carted out before Indigo Plateau and then all across Kanto, when his crimes are made public to all, that he is the reason why the population has dwindled, that he is the reason that young boys like you now want to wear dresses and dress up like your sister, that he and he alone is the reason why there are so many coughings in the air, that coughings didn't even exist until he made them for the war. And it was the same illness born from the poison gases of coughings used in that war that have brought about the illness that plagues your sister. That's right. Do you think that the water was always dyed a perfect shade of blue? No, Gary. Before the war, the waters were a perfect shade of blue. There was no need for dye. But now that dye is in everything, in the food, in the water, in the air that we breathe, and it has created all the illnesses that plague this world. And those vile serums that your grandfather poisoned us all with have actually come back to haunt your family, Gary. Do you know who I'm talking about? No? Your sister. Yes. Do you think it's natural for a young girl of your sister's age to never leave the home? A girl her age should be out meeting boys, or going to school, or perhaps even taking on her own Pokemon gym challenge. But no, she's at home because she can't leave the house, Gary. Her immune system doesn't allow her to exist outside of it. She would have had one without your grandfather. Nothing about you or your sister has ever truly been natural, Gary. What if I told you that you were never born to your father or your mother, that you were created by your grandfather to be the greatest Pokemon champion, and that you have always failed to live up to that? And if that's a bit too much for your soul to bear, then perhaps I should keep it a secret that the Pokemon we have captured, the lovable creatures upon our magical journey, aren't even real. They're digital construct to keep us distracted from the fact that we have 20, maybe 30 years left before the human race is extinct. Excellent. Nothing stands in my way. Although, Gary still stands in my way. And my boys are not quite ready to take him on. Gary may be a lot of things. He may be a stinker, but he is also a very talented trainer, and that's what makes him a worthy rival. So, I think it's time that we tried this once more. Just once more. Once more around the bend. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alright, well. I've achieved everything I could ever hope to. And there's only one part left. Bring this all to a close. It's time to grind. Well, with Gary this close at hand, I suppose I should begin dictating and making a list of all of the crimes and trials and— Jasper, stop! Who are you? Well, I'm you from the future. That is plausible at best. Listen, Jasper, it's me. You have to trust me. I am you in the future, and you have to know something about your fight, Gary. It does not go well. What do you mean? What happens? Well, it's best I not tell you now. It could be worse if you try to avert it. No, what happens? Does Snorlax die? Alakazam? Precious little Vaporeon? I named him Vaporeon because of how precious he was. Wait a second, you're not me from the future. I would only be 50 to 40% as ominous and misleading as you are. Alright, yes, you've had it out. Fine, I'm not you. Very well. Who are you? I take many forms and am known by many names. Watch this. My god, now you look just like Mother. Yes, and now watch this. How do I look now? My god, you look just like beloved pop icon and American pianist, Scott Joplin, but you have the sexy voice we give to black men when they're voiced by white men. That's right. Alright then, who are you shapeshifter? I know none of these are your real identity. Fine, you've had me out. My real identity is Kazar, the Cronarian. Cronarian? Begone, I have other things to attend to. Not so fast, Jasper. Your power was stolen. You're not a time king, you're a
Time stinker.
and I'm here to take the power back that you stole. What? You seek to thwart me in my quest now? What sort of threshold guardian are you? This isn't a threshold, Jasper. This is the end of you. Very well then. Have at you, Kazar. Forever shall you be my ultimate rival in time. Ha! Begone, Kazar! Begone, you contrarian Cronarian! By defeating you, I've obtained my meeting with the goddess moment. I've completed the stage of apotheosis. I've shed my former self. I've overcome my shadow. My control over time is both cemented and certain. I've completed the third act of the second act, which I guess technically is only the first part of the second act game. But no matter. Having completed the road of trials, there's only one thing left to do, and that's scary. Shit, I should have said it a different way. It got sexual again. Well, I believe that wraps that up. It's time. Time to conclude this little farce and take on Gary once and for all. Now, I know he's got quite an impressive team, but I think that my boys are more than capable of taking him on. So, Let's just get this over with. What? What kept me? That's your hello? What do you mean by that? What? Oh, you waited here for me. You were waiting here for me this whole time. How expected. No, yes, it was Team Rocket. Yes, deflect as usual, I understand. I know you're probably thinking that this prolonged eye contact I'm having with you is some sort of a veiled threat, but really I'm just trying to keep my eye off of the G-string that I see riding up from your excessively low-cut pants. That's... Alright. You know, Gary, I've been thinking it over a lot lately, and I think there's something that I should tell you. Potions? You're using potions too? It's like you're just completely flouting the rules of the Nuzlocke. Do you honestly think the rules don't apply to you, Gary? Well, let's see. I believe the appropriate response here would be to use eeny, meeny, miny, you. No. Let's see. Yes, you. Get out there. Because I know something, Gary. I know that you don't have any grass moves on your execute. Oh, I guess you have one. You do have one grass move. That's not good. That's not good at all. You're using it again? Oh boy. Don't... Easy, Jasper. Don't let him see that he's getting to you. Really... God, this is just a stalemate. This is... Yeah, Gary, you have the decency to at least try to fight me. What's wrong with you? I'm starting to be concerned about you. Why are you making these decisions? Are you trying to keep it easy on me just because you're... perhaps... trying to hide something? It's fine, Gary. I don't judge you. God will, but I don't. Hydro pump. That's not supposed to have a very good accuracy. Oh my god. Alright, let's just put this down once and for all. That is a, You know, Gary, I thought that overcoming my own shadow within the Vorpal pitfalls and the wormholes of space-time that I had to slither through to get here was going to somehow be my crowning achievement, but no, it's this. Watching you, being waited here this entire time, for me. And for what? What was it for? Oh wow, that is a... What was it for, Gary? What was it for? That's right. That's right, Jasper, don't let him know that he's getting to you. What was it for, Gary? You waited here this whole time. And why? Was it worth it? Did you get what you wanted? Because I think I did. I got what I wanted. Oh, ooh, slash. Oh, wow, that is a, whew. That is a, you've got a tough little boy there. It seems like you're channeling all of your rage issues into your starter Pokemon, and it's definitely showing. Flaming. Say that, I can see the flaming aura about it, but too much. Doesn't seem like it was worth it, though, was it? No, it wasn't. How long did you wait here, Gary? How many hours did you wait? I want to know, Gary. How long was it? That's right, yes. Run along now, Gary. Run along. You're going to the Pokemon League to boot out the entire Elite Four. The most powerful trainer, you say? Yes, well, I wish you the best of luck, Gary. Run along. Run along. Yes, you're the protagonist. You're the hero. You're the one that everyone's cheering for. Tell yourself that, Gary. Tell yourself that. Well, I certainly feel accomplished. I hope you do as well. This has been a shared journey. A Pokemon adventure. I'm going to have many, many more to come. However, I think it's time we drew this one to a close. I've definitely jumped the Sharkpedo with this bit. Oh, nope, now I'm walking into a wall. Okay, clearly my conflict with my shadow self has not completely resolved itself, but no matter. That will be for later adventures and later times. For now, we're going to return to the Pokemon Center, heal our Pokemon, and then we're going to take Firo and I back to Pallet Town, where we're going to enjoy a delicious sandwich and a chalky milk. That's right. Thank you, Nurse Jenny. Yes, of course. Why am I so happy? I don't know. Just in a good mood, I guess. Alright, well, everyone, it's been quite a pleasurable experience. I wish you all a healthy and relaxing evening. Day. Not sure when we're airing this. But yes, I'll see you all next time. I'm gonna go have a chalky milk. Credits? You think this deserves credits? You think that's what this needs to fix everything? You're just trying to cover the fact that you didn't do your research and surpassed a level cap. This has all been one tremendous stunt to cover your own incompetence. Now look at you. You've been reduced to backtracking, clearing out Giovanni and the 2 gym leaders that you neglected to complete within the time you allotted to the segment. Are you proud? Because you shouldn't be. You have completely jumped the shark with this segment. Oh, that's where you got the title. A Happy Days reference. You think anyone alive is going to get that? It wasn't even relevant when you were a kid. You didn't even like Happy Days. You found it ham-fisted and contrived. Which is exactly what this has been. Wow, yeah, that's gonna get you sued. And for what? A stupid bit. Everyone knows he had nothing to do with this. You're just begging for trouble, like this entire bit. What are you going to do now? You still haven't completed the game. There's still 2 more badges, and a rival match, and the Elite Four, and the champion. What are you going to do? You're going to do this again? You know how long this took you to put together. And there will be even more pressure to pull off something far more grandiose and spectacular than this ever could have been. What are you going to do? Juggle chainsaws and Pokeballs? This is probably just going to backfire. All you're going to succeed in having done is invalidating your Nuzlocke run in a generation that no one really seems to care about, apparently, while simultaneously killing any comedic potential this bit may have had. Are you happy? You've ruined the segment. You've ruined it again. That person doesn't even exist. You made up a fake screen name to cover up the fact that you're doing all of your own editing, and you put 420 at the end of it. Really? You think no one's gonna see what that means? You think that's clever? The problem is you. You are your own enemy. You are your own rival, not Gary. Even after you become Pokemon champion and dash all of his dreams, it still won't make you whole, Jasper. It still won't complete you. No matter how many trials you face, you'll still be left with that empty void inside of you that knows that the entire world will be dead in another 40 years. The Pokemon champion may have many powers, both jurisdictional and judicial, but I don't think he can reverse death. Story? Really? You're giving yourself a head writer title? For what? All you did was cobble together a couple of loose references from the internet along with some creepypastas you came up with yourself. And if you think no one can see the very transparent parallels between your version of the Pokemon universe and the current political climate in which we all find ourselves, then you're a real Bidoof.